It doesn't have to go down like this. This could have went a different way. But you keep coming around here shilling your promise coins. You're a danger to yourself and to everyone else. I'm going to give you two choices. You can either write a mutable code, no admin keys, and trustless shield. I'm going to show you what it's like to be wrecked right now. Dispatch 10-5555. Send me a coroner out here. Furu down. Welcome to HEXICAN Justice. I'm the Goodwill Enforcer here in Hexico, Hex Cowboy. This is a total virtual criminal justice experience. Follow along as we explore this week's case. Let's take a look at the rules of the proceedings. The audience will be able to participate as virtual jurors. You will decide the verdict and the sentencing by casting your decision in the comments or the chat below. You should decide either not guilty, guilty, and if you choose guilty, pick a sentence, jail them, shoot them, or run them out of town. Example, guilty, shoot them. Pour yourself a drink and pull up a bar stool as we investigate this week's case. Just a bad first impression. Last week, Hexicans from around the world converged on Las Vegas for PulseCon conference. There were meetups around town, one of which was a mansion party hosted by today's defendant, Mr. Ryan Conley. He gave a presentation about a product that he's involved with. Upon their return home, a few Hexicans reached out, said, hey, the vibe wasn't right. Something's just off kilter with this guy. Could you please look into it? Upon our investigation, we did find some controversial things, which eventually led to me pressing these charges. Openly thudding Richard Hart and Pulse Chain, openly thudding Hexican streamers, all in an effort to shield your own product. I believe I can provide evidence to prove my case. Can Mr. Conley provide evidence to prove his innocence? He has graciously joined us today. Mr. Conley, you could give an introduction of yourself, maybe some of your background in crypto and how you found the Hexican community.
I'm just going to say I do not endorse any network marketing. I do believe in affiliate marketing, and I think that we need to put all of our heads together and focus on what needs to be done in the cryptocurrency community. And I believe that we have right here at GetFit Mining ability to do mass adoption leading into Pulse Chain. I want to say thank you so much for asking these questions and also watching out for the Hex community. That means a lot to me and everyone else involved in the Pulse Chain Hex community. At the end of the day, we are all on the same path, uniting together, bringing technologies together to make the world a better place. And I'm just honored to get to know you all. And I look forward to meeting many of you, all of you in person around the globe, and just looking forward for nothing but success and the best for our families ahead. So thank you so much for hearing my side of the story, and you guys are the judge. Take care. Hello, my name is Ryan Conley, also known as RISE, R-Y-Z-E, which stands for Rising Up. And I've been in cryptocurrency now for 11 years, full time. I fell in love with this industry. Back in the day, my background was in real estate, where I say I fell out of love with the banking system because I got tired of watching people losing their homes. And as a real estate agent, that did not sell well with me. So it was a complete blessing when I discovered Bitcoin back when it was $230 a coin. I personally have never owned my own cryptocurrency. I've never been a founder of a cryptocurrency company until recently. So yes, I have worked with different programmers in the past, and it wasn't until recently, actually, when I got involved in NFTs, data and utility-backed NFTs, about 18 months ago now, it has been, working with my business partner Vishal Gupta in Dubai, that I understood that the NFT brought the core foundation of moving into the metaverse. So I always say that the future, the core of metaverse is NFT. The core of NFT is data and utility-backed NFT. And I personally believe that as we move into the metaverse, the strongest metaverse projects will survive, and therefore it must be the people turn into NFTs to move successfully into the metaverse. And that's what we've accomplished working with our programmers.
So with your project, Get Fit Mining, I see it's an action-based crypto similar to Sweat or Cardi. Is the main difference this mining capability? Are the coins all Binance Smart Chain based? And do you plan to launch on Pulse Chain?
With our development team at Get Fit Mining, we have turned the human body into an NFT, mining cryptocurrencies of over 65 different blockchain projects right now, from cryptocurrencies across all different blockchains. This gives the unique ability to go ahead and bring cryptocurrencies together into one place where a person is mining every single day based off their heart rate, using something like a Fitbit watch or one of these rings, for example, that keeps track of your heart rate, your calories burnt, and also your sleep patterns to mine cryptocurrency. I like to work with the best of the best, and that's what I notice about Richard Hart over at Hex. He is the best of the best, and I trust his judgment when it comes to his programs as well, and that's why I joined with Hex and Pulse Chain. And the big difference between our different projects is that we evaluated at least 10 different move to earn platforms out there, looking at the strengths and the weaknesses of each of them. And so the big difference between our project, the first thing, let's go ahead and compare this to hold this side by side, we shall say, to StepN, for example, is these previous projects, they only mined one cryptocurrency, which was the native coin of that project. Within Get Fit Mining, we have the ability to work with all blockchain projects out there, and this is why we have 65 plus different blockchain projects working with us now from different blockchains. So this is very important because, for example, if StepN, it went up, it came down. In our case, we don't care because we want to support the other blockchain projects out there like Hex and Pulse Chain within our system. Now, a few different key parts about this is that we went ahead, and not only do we have different cryptocurrencies and blockchains, we use something called a merge feature. For example, if you look at the StepN platform, StepN, if you have one shoe, for example, virtual shoe, and you buy a second shoe, the starting opening of these is $500 a piece, you can breed them instead of merge them, creating 3 shoes. What this does is it creates more virtual shoes than it does feet. In our platform, we went ahead and did the merge feature. So when you have one band and another person has, you have 2 bands, you can merge the bands together. Then you can take other merged bands together and take those merged bands and go ahead and merge them together, which burns the NFTs right there. Okay. Another thing that's special about our platform is the low cost entry point. You can join with us for as low as $1. All you're doing is paying the transaction fee. And what happens right here is that you're only paying, you are earning 20% of the mining that a person that paid our upgraded feature, which is currently 1,500 tag coin. You have to buy the coin with tag, you have to buy the NFT with tag coin, and which is currently about $90 for that purchase right there. I think it's important to look at my background within Hex because about 7 months ago I became a Hexican. I put a substantial amount into Hex, over 6 figures, and at that time Hex was 18 cents. From that point, I've seen Hex dwindle all the way down to, if not 2 cents, 3 cents, and I wanted to find a better way to go ahead and help the Hex and the Pulse Chain leading up to the Pulse Chain ecosystem. So with Get Fit Mining, I went to Vegas. I met with the different Hexicans and the different projects. And the beautiful thing is, within the Hex community, we have over 100 different blockchain projects where we can take the coins from those projects and bring them in to bring Hex in, for example, into Get Fit Mining and other coins within the Pulse ecosystem, and share these projects where people are able to learn about these coins from mining the cryptocurrency by doing things that they do every single day, which is walking, running, exercising, which it makes it so we want to live healthier. We all want to be healthy, right? And this just health and wealth rhyme for a good reason. I'd like to emphasize what our project does for Hex, because it allows everyone to sign up for $1. We're basically giving away free mining machines and dropping it into a system that has over 100,000 people already registered and completely growing every day, just mining cryptocurrency, doing the same things that they do every single day.
Here I will introduce Exhibit A, Fighting Against Hexican Streamers. In this post you say that you think the streamers should be more humble, get over their pent-up egos. It's not a good look for Hex and Pulse Chain, but you do like Jim Rat, he's the realest. How are we to interpret this statement? And are there any Hexican streamers that you do like?
I've been accused of talking badly about Hex live streamers. And let me give this some thought, but I'm not sure if I really want to mention any names because I like to keep it classy as possible. From my experience, first of all, this whole entire year I've been part of the Hex community, I have been reaching out to the Hex live streamers, supporting their stuff, reaching out to them, sharing their content out there, leaving content, like leaving comments, positive comments on their live streams. I've been donating money to the live streamers as well. And when I went to the PulseCon property, the reason why I put the tweet out there about me saying some of these people were acting like they were above themselves, this doesn't apply just to the Hex live streamers. This also applies to the people, the OGs in Hex that just got lucky and made a lot of money, because there's a lot of people in the Hex community that are flat broke, that are put their life savings or whatever into Hex hoping to make a lot of money, and I don't blame them. But the thing about it is, and from my experience being at the Pulse Chain party, and I'm not a person to talk badly behind people's back, so I like to talk about concepts and not people. So when I made this tweet talking about how these people were acting above themselves and being snobby and stuff like this, I think these people, when they saw this tweet, probably knew exactly who I was referring to. And I even went ahead and directly messaged him. I said, you know what, your vibration was completely off and stuff, and you just kind of came across as fake. I told him straight up. I said, I really like your content and stuff like this, but it just seemed really fake. And I'm not going to mention any names. So, other people were accusing different people. For example, I'll mention a name because it wasn't me that said this, but there's other people at the party saying that, for example, Crypto Coffee was rude and ignorant with his little karate band around his head, and saying that he was a drunk. And I actually took a stand for Karate Kid, Crypto Coffee, and said that, because I actually enjoyed meeting Crypto Coffee there, and I said, you know what, I don't know anything about that at all, but he seems like a really nice guy to me. So I kept turning a negative into a positive, and that was numerous times for you, Crypto Coffee. And I was honestly a little bit disappointed. There's other Hexicans out there like RG3, for example. I had numerous phone calls with him. When I met him in person, I wasn't, oh, hey, like this? Even though I've been very contributing, Crypto Stylist also. But, again, I didn't mention any names in this Twitter post. So, but I will say I'm very disappointed. Straight up, if I'm going to drop one name that I'm disappointed, is Matty Allen. This guy, honestly, I'm going to say it straight up, he came across as a complete snob to me. I think this guy, I'm just going to lay it down thick. I think this guy just really rubbed a lot of people combat his rudeness at the party and how just snooty he was like this. And I don't get it. I don't think that this is welcoming attitude whatsoever for all the other people that are becoming Hexicans and meeting these people that have a lot of influence in the community. And that's not my style. I think these people need to drop their ego and be humble, just like I said in my Twitter post. I took a stand for Hex at my mansion party that all these influencers from the Hex community came to. And there's actually an episode, there's a YouTube video that I'll put down below here in this video here, where I'm actually throwing some people out of the party because they were speaking badly about Hex and also Richard Hart, and I would not tolerate that, especially at my party.
I also charged you with fudding Richard Hart. Here I will introduce Exhibit B, where you are responding to a person's post, and you say you hope Richard doesn't turn out to be a prick like CZ from Binance. How do you address this?
Richard, I'm not calling you a prick whatsoever. I'm just saying I understand that there was a time that you actually shut down your commenting on there because I think I didn't catch what happened. Something happened last week, and so you closed off the commenting right there temporarily. I have no problem interacting with you whatsoever. So that was that. And I also did one more tweet on my own on this because it was on my mind, because I've been watching different layer ones coming out there, and this was important to me, so let me share this. Okay, I said on a few days ago, I personally believe as a Hexican, I was writing this to Richard, you could be more in contact with those that are developing on your Pulse chain, Richard Hartwin, while waiting for Pulse to be complete on top of your marketing ways. I'm watching to the dev team at, I'll mention the company Ultron here. He says, and this was response to him saying that you're going to feel so dumb when they realize outrage marketing is a farce. So this is my response to him. The point is that there's more than just outrage marketing. I've seen Richard say, well, what else do you want me to do out there? So my advice, Richard, is it doesn't mean that you have to go ahead and endorse projects whatsoever that are building on Pulse chain. I think it's important to have potentially a team that looks over these projects and helps kind of guide them down the right path. If we can go ahead and find a way, Richard, and development team, to evaluate these projects, again, not endorsing them, but just showing that you're communicating with them, welcoming them, I think that this will bring more projects onto Pulse chain, and this is why I said this. So again, Richard, I never called you a prick. I just, I love reading your stuff. I love being connected with you on Twitter. And I think it's just important that communication is key, establishing those relationships, even with people that you don't know, with development teams coming on board, and just saying, hey, look at this project. Doesn't mean I'm endorsing it, but this is what they're trying to do as we lead into Pulse chain.
One thing that I did not formally charge you with, but I'm sure you're aware of, if you just do a simple Google search on your name, there's some very controversial stuff that comes up. Also, there's this material that's been posted throughout the community about the Tron case event. I mean, there are people out there that said you have financially ruined their lives. Are there any comments that you would like to make about this topic?
There is some things out there that are not good, and the reason for this, and I admit this, is because I've partaken in network marketing cryptocurrency projects in the past. I no longer work with any kind of cryptocurrency network marketing company. I only work with affiliate companies. And I believe that people should be compensated for sharing projects out there, or good products and stuff like this. I'm in cryptocurrency for the long run to go ahead and help change the system. I don't do this for a paycheck. I am any kind of accusation like that with me online, please bring it to my attention. Just inbox me and I can clarify. Yes, I was part of BitClub Network way back in the day, creating one of the biggest cryptocurrency mines in the world. And I've never been on like one of the owners of these companies whatsoever. I was just an affiliate like the million people in that company that, I learned about smart contracts with something called Tron case, and what I learned from that was the smart contract technology is not all the same. A smart contract can be used very wisely. My point is that I'm still putting the pieces together, and the major players, some names I can't mention in this video right now that are very well known, to go ahead and pursue something, an affiliate-based model that is truly going to change the world. A lot of you guys, I'm just going to say I do not endorse any network marketing. I do believe in affiliate marketing, and I think that we need to put all of our heads together and focus on what needs to be done in the cryptocurrency community.
All right, well, we're going to send this thing to a verdict unless there's any closing remarks that you would like to make.
All right, so one of the things that's been brought to my attention is something called Tron Case. Working with Tron Case, this is my first experience working with a smart contract. Fast forward to today, we're actually using smart contract technology, working with NFTs that actually works way more efficiently than something just running off a smart contract. Okay, so during this time, Tron Case, I won't go into details too much of this, but what happened basically is that it grew very large, and also the rate that they were paying out every single day was getting to a point which I saw that was unsustainable. And so at this time, what I did is I tried to add additional income streams into this, even though I was not on the board of this company or an owner of the company. I was an affiliate, just like the hundreds of thousands on board, to take an NFT social media network that we had created to basically make Tron Case a marketing arm for this. But I could not rush the programming. It's still not even ready today of the NFT social media network that I was going to attach this to. So that was that. Then what happened also, still regarding Tron Case, is that there was a relaunch of a Tron Case 2.0. Again, you can find this online, my name with Tron Case 2.0 involved. This right here was basically a reboot because the old contracted Tron Case had fallen apart. This time around, it was still my hope to potentially bring this NFT social media network and turn Tron Case into a marketing arm, possibly for something this big, because I saw the revenue of stuff like OpenSea, for example, doing $30+ billion a year in revenue right there. So when I did bring people into Tron Case 2.0, I advised everyone to put in nothing more than $10 a piece to lock the genealogy. It was very important to lock the genealogy because the pre-existing contract was no longer, and those that wanted to move forward, Tron Case was also, they owned something called CoinSwap Space. CoinSwap Space was, they said that they were going to go ahead and take the funds from this exchange and pay back the users of Tron Case over time to make people whole. So this is why I had people come into Tron Case 2.0. The last thing that I want to touch base on here to clarify is something called Tag Army. And I want to make it very clear that Tag Protocol, and it is not a Ponzi scheme whatsoever. It is a data utility backed NFT to where we turn hashtags into virtual mining machines. Okay, and so Tag Army was something that we were looking at doing, which is going to be like a mining pool basically within the tag system, where people could come in and put a little bit of money into, accumulate to put together to purchase hashtags on Twitter as those of virtual mining machines. Now, we never even moved forward with this concept whatsoever, and I'm glad we didn't, and everything happens for a reason. With this case, we still, just a heads up, we plan on launching something called Tag Army. Think about Tag Army just like you see the hashtag SafeMoon Army. There's probably a hashtag Hex Army. There's probably, hashtag Cardano Army, for example. These are just terms of people getting together, spreading the word about a certain cryptocurrency. And Tag Army, we are planning for it to be something very special, using augmented reality, also moving forward within the GetFit mining operation, but more information will be revealed about this in the future. So in closing, if you have any concerns about anything that I've been part of, I'm an open book. I like to clarify anything, so please don't just hate on me on social media, but contact me directly and I would love to explain. Thank you.
Well, there you have it, folks. Thank you, Mr. Conley, for being a willing participant to come on HEXICAN Justice. Viewers at home, we need you. This is the part where you can submit your verdict in the comments or the chat down below. Question is Mr. Conley a legitimate businessman trying to promote a legitimate product? Or do we still feel he's in the multi-level marketing game, preying on the Hex community as his next target? You be the judge. Also, follow me on Twitter if you're not, at HexCowboyRC. Like, comment, subscribe. Come hang out with us in the Hex.com Twitter spaces. See you next time.